What is absolutely mind-boggling is that Xdefiant, this bad boy right here, whichever side of the screen he's on, was supposed to be the next Call of Duty killer. The next big thing when it came to FPSs. I'm not talking about a hero shooter, even though it kind of has the concept of potentially being a hero shooter. But it's one of those games that's supposed to be the next big first person shooter out there. Supposed to take down the Call of Duties and stuff like that. I had a lot of fun playing X Defiant. I played it when it first dropped back in, I think it was May. Played it for a couple weeks and then I put it down. Why? Because it didn't really give you an option to really cue what kinds of game types you want to play. And on top of that, it was just very bland, shall we say, when it came to the different map variations and then the different game modes that you were allowed to play. But needless to say, this game is actually in danger of potentially being shelved completely. And mind you, we're only, 3 months after launch. So we're going to read and touch on this article by Game Rant talking about X Defiant and how they don't know what they're going to do with it. Let's go. So first things first, as you scroll down, look, it like half the screen becomes an ad for Dune. So if you guys know how to get rid of ads, and I've tried running ad blocker and all kinds of stuff, it doesn't work. Anyways, the rumor has that X Defiant's future is in doubt with declining player count. Ubisoft's X Defiant faces player counts threatening its future. The game faces pressure to boost players' numbers before Season 3 or risk losing support. Xdefiant must compete with other popular multiplayer shooters to retain players, which is 100% true. And then on top of that, you also have the Call of Duties out there, especially Call of Duty, because you're not going to be able to beat Call of Duty. I'm telling you guys right now, when it comes to, if you're talking to a chick and she's like, oh, I play games. Well, what game do you play? Call of Duty. Every time. It never fails. They don't play or diversify. It's starting to move into Fortnite now, but 9 times out of 10, I'd say 8 times out of 10 as of right now, it's Call of Duty. A report indicates that low player counts may land Ubisoft's Xdefiant in serious trouble. Xdefiant is currently in its first season, which adds the GS Commando faction from Rainbow Six Siege, the classic Capture the Flag game mode, and 3 new maps in Clubhouse, Daytona, and Rockefeller. Okay. Having launched back in May, Ubisoft's free-to-play Call of Duty competitor initially enjoyed record-breaking results because it was new and it was fresh. It really was. It was really good. But there's only so much I can play the same map over and over again. And this is coming from a guy that plays Fortnite. Garnering over 1 million players within its first 3 hours live and 8 million players in the first week. Mixing and matching different Ubisoft franchises like Splinter Cell, Watch Dogs, Ghost Recons, and others certainly drew a lot of attention to the game, which impressed many players with its polished gameplay and engaging map design. Though it seemed Xdefiant's numbers have recently taken a turn for the worse during its ongoing first season. Which, I mean, it's only going to be a matter of time. They just got to keep pumping it out. And if they continuously update it and put new stuff in there, I can see the player base coming back. Or at least have some kind of like a pro player base where you can get more eyes on it, kind of like what Call of Duty League did. According to a new report from Insider Gaming, the future of Xdefiant seems grim. And speaking with direct sources from Ubisoft San Francisco, Henderson reports that Xdefiant's player counts and player spending numbers have been steadily declining after its impressive May launch, as the game is currently hovering around 20,000 concurrent players across all platforms, which is actually really low because I think at some of Call of Duty's lowest player points, like they would have like 400,000 and 500,000. Like that is like how polar opposite they are. Furthermore, Ubisoft's leadership is reportedly giving its San Francisco studio until Season 3 to improve Xdefiant's player counts before potentially cutting off support for the game. Going by Season 1's current duration, Xdefiant's third season should be expected to begin late December or early January 2025, right around the holidays. That sucks if you're going to be getting the word whether you're on the axing block or not. by, around the holidays. Let's keep going. Ubisoft San Francisco has already endured a lot of turmoil this year between seemingly unsuccessful toxic work culture investigation and recent layoffs, which directly affected the Xdefiant team. I feel like that's like everywhere. It's not just Ubisoft San Francisco. That's like, I feel like every freaking game studio right now is being investigated for toxic work environment, and there's a bunch of layoffs. It's not just Ubisoft San Francisco. Xdefiant's dire player count situation only puts more pressure on Ubisoft San Francisco, and with the Call of Duty juggernaut Black Ops 6 landing in October and another popular multiplayer shooter and Marvel Rivals launching in early December. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think Marvel Rivals is anything to worry about. It's a freaking Overwatch clone. Your biggest concern needs to be Call of Duty. Period. End of story. And if you're thinking that Marvel Rivals, yeah, it might take a little bit of your fan base, but I don't think it's going to take as much as they're putting into this. But it just sucks because Xdefiant was actually pretty decent. It'll likely be difficult for Ubisoft San Francisco to pull laps and new players back into Xdefiant come the end of the year. It's natural for any new multiplayer game to lose players after its opening few weeks. However, Xdefiant's extreme player count issues were likely compounded by other big multiplayer FPS titles that have released this summer, like Valorant's arrival on consoles. Hopefully, Xdefiant is able to pull in enough players to have its support continued. And what's funny is talking about Valorant coming to the consoles. I swear to God, the amount of ads I've seen on my PlayStation about Valorant coming to the PlayStation, maybe that's what they need to do. Maybe they just need to increase the advertisement space that they have for Xdefiant, especially if you're getting ready to go into Season 2. I don't know. And on top of that, I think the other problem, I don't know about you guys, I have fatigue when it comes to all these battle passes. It makes me feel like it's a job where they're telling you, hey man, you have until the 3 months to get to 100 tiers on this battle pass to have it done. And me personally, the only battle pass I have is, well, 2 battle passes technically, is I have the Fortnite crew, which gives me the battle pass for Fortnite, and the Rocket Pass for Rocket League. And I've completed the Rocket League one. The Fortnite one, I'm halfway through, and we're only, a week into the season. As for the first season of Xdefiant winds down next month, Season 2 is expected to be begin on September 24th, according to the game's current Battle Pass Battle Pass timer. The new season should include an arrival of the Ubisoft factions, a new Ubisoft faction. Oh man, words are hard today. New maps, modes, weapons, and more. Xdefiant will likely host an Xdefiant debrief at some point next month to unveil everything new in the Season 2. I mean, that is one thing that Xdefiant really does have going for it, is the fact that there's multiple factions that they can introduce. And one thing that I thought was mind-boggling coming over here to Xdefiant's Wikipedia page, come find out this game was initially announced July of 2021. So it's been in development for well over 3 years. A closed beta test began on April 13th, ended April 23rd. And it's just one of those things that a lot of people have put a lot of time and effort into. And with Ubisoft being as big as big of an owner with IPs that they have, there's no reason for them to not be able to continuously update and push this game. Now, granted, it's going to cost quite a bit of money, but like I said, the biggest thing, in my opinion, in order to really draw eyes to it, get a pro league going. I'm telling you right now, there's a bunch of retired Call of Duty pros that would probably love to jump in on this. I've seen Scump playing it. I've seen Nadeshot playing it. There's a bunch of people out there that are playing this game, and they're having fun. Let's go full screen. So I kind of want to hear what y'all's thoughts on this. Do you think it's too little too late? Do you think Xdefiant's going to be able to pull it out? Or do you think Ubisoft is kind of doing a knee-jerk reaction right now and basically pulling the plug way before they should? I think it's a knee-jerk reaction because, like I said, I understand servers cost money. Everything costs money, and they're probably Well, it's not probably. They do have investors that they have to answer to. And it's so terrible that it falls on that. Anyways, you guys, comment down below. Don't forget to mash that like button and subscribe. I can't do this without you guys. We're on our way to 9,000 subscribers, which is insane to me. Y'all have a great and wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys later.